are now on YouTube. Watch all of our live episodes plus exclusive content in our channel at radyo-katipunan FM. Don't forget to click subscribe and hit the bell to get the latest updates.
Jescom Music Ministry, your daily dose of inspiration. Follow jescom.ph on Spotify and Jescom Music on YouTube. We are also on iTunes and Deezer.
Palalimin ang kamalayan sa mga isyong napapanahon. Makisangkot at makiisa kasama ang simbahang lingkod ng bayan. Ang Socio-Political Apostolate ng Kapisanan ni Jesus. Ito ang Kwentuhang Bayan mula alas 11 ng umaga tuwing Biyernes dito lang sa Radyo-Katipunan 87.9 FM. Dahil naniniwala kami na posible ang isang mas mabuting lipunan at maaari itong simulan sa isang kwentuhan.
Get your daily dose of inspiration through our music. Follow Jescom.ph on Spotify and Jescom Music in YouTube.
Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM. Do you sometimes feel confused or lost in the complications and complexities of life? Do you feel drained, listless, or exhausted from the daily burdens and responsibilities? Why not seek our campus ministers on air every Tuesday from 2 to 3 in the afternoon? Listen to our counselors from the Loyola School's Campus Ministry Office as they ground our lives in our faith, in our school's spiritual tradition. Campus Ministers on Air. Be guided, be inspired, be blessed. Listen to our Campus Ministers on Air. Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM. We are now on YouTube. Watch all of our live episodes plus exclusive content in our channel at radyo-katipunan FM. Don't forget to click subscribe and hit the bell to get the latest updates.
Jesuit Music Ministry, your daily dose of inspiration. Follow jescom.ph on Spotify and Jescom Music on YouTube. We are also on iTunes and Deezer.
Let us understand mental health and explore how we can take care of our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. Welcome to your weekly slice of mental health tips and tidbits with Pat and B, here on Mind Ed.
Sa'yo sumisilong kapag ang puso ko'y pagod.
Radyo, 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 katipunan, radyo, katipunan, radyo, katipunan, radyo, 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 katipunan, radyo, katipunan. Voice of the Blue Eagle kami, di mapipigil sa pagbabalitang tumpak at tama. Buhay atin sa labas ng eskwela, ating ibibida lahat ng eskwela. Radyo, 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 katipunan, radyo, 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 katipunan, radyo, katipunan, radyo, katipunan. Kawal ni Ignacio, katipunero, sugo, todo sa kayod, tulong at tulong.
So good afternoon, everyone. I'm Chris Salas from 3ABEC, here to say there's nothing easy in econ, and I welcome you to the penultimate episode of Kwentuhang MVP on Radio-Katipunan 87.9. All right, so we may be down to our last two episodes this school year, but we'll always make sure that you'll have a great time as always. But before we get started, we are coming to you loud and live from our homes via the Facebook pages of Radio Katipunan 87.9 FM, Ateneo de Manila University, and of course, the Council of Organizations of the Ateneo Manila. You can also stream us via Radio Katipunan's YouTube channel at Radio Katipunan FM. You're also coming in via audio streams at any shoutcast online radio stations around the world, so just search for Radio Katipunan. You're also coming in transmitting via the 87.9 FM frequency, so tune in if you were within the 2 kilometer radius of the Ateneo de Manila campus. All right, so last week we continued our discussion about leadership with several org presidents and took a look back at the events and experiences that made their year special. And for this week, going off of our leadership theme, as every school year comes to a close, we welcome in new faces in leadership positions and get excited about what's in store for the next year. And like with our respected beloved orgs, COA-M itself had its central board elections and the crowd has spoken. So in today's episode, without further ado, please welcome COA-M newly elected central board members. Kichee Pinera, President-elect, Kier, Chief of Staff-elect, Sarsuelo, SPC Administrative Officer-elect, Janna Medrero, Finance Officer, and Justin Jose, HEC FDO-elect. Welcome to the show, guys. You can turn on your cams now.
Hello. Hi,
Hi,
everyone.
Hi.
guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome and congratulations, okay? So, before we get started, please introduce yourselves to everyone watching and listening. We can start with Kichee, then Kier, then Justin, Janna, then Justin.
Okay, hi, everyone. So I'm Kichee Pinera. I am a third year philosophy major, and I am the elected president for COA-M's next term. So, hi, everyone.
Hi, I'm Kirtan, current BSME student, and I'm the elected Chief of Staff. Hi.
Hi everyone, I'm just Sarsuelo. I'm currently third year AB Management Econ and I am the elected SBCAO. Hi.
Hi, Just.
Hello, my name is Janna. I'm currently in Tubias Management Engineering. I'm the officer for next year.
Hi, Janna. And Justin?
Okay. Hello, my name is Justin. I'm currently a third year AB psychology student and I'm the newly elected HEC FDO officer. Hi.
Right, welcome, guys. Thank you so much for introducing yourselves. So, again, before we get into any formalities and whatnot, how do you guys feel today, and how do you feel about being elected to the central board of COA-M? Same order as Kanina.
Okay, so I'm actually a bit stressed today. Well, this week, mainly because it's nearing finals week and like the deadlines and requirements are all piling up. But I think I'm doing okay. With regards to the elections, the results, I'm pretty happy. I'm very psyched about next year. At the same time, there is still a lot of fear there, but I think that with fear comes a lot of excitement as well. So yeah.
Yeah, that's great to hear, Kichee. Kier?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, same with Kichee naman. Parang there's a lot of requirements right now. And I also have an internship, so it's pretty hard balancing it all. And yeah, it's very I'm very happy to be elected and happy that people trust me enough to lead in this position. Definitely some nervousness going into it, but I think it's there to show now I really care about it and I don't want to screw up. Yeah.
Thank you for that, Kier. Just?
Okay, hello. So, same with Kichee and Kier. I'm very stressed because it's finals week and there's applications for internships. But I'm also very excited to get to know the new presidents and their SBC. Given that this is my second time serving the position, it's actually quite refreshing and medyo nakakagaan ng loob na the presidents are now the same year level as me. So I don't feel so scared and so intimidated anymore.
Jana?
So for me naman, similar lang to everyone who already answered. I'm quite stressed this week because of the requirements and like here I also have an internship. But other than that, I'm super excited to be elected in the central board. Um, I'm super excited to make my plans and goals come to life, and I'm really happy with the outcome of the elections because yun nga, it's been such a long time, like the whole election period. So we've been working really hard for it, and yeah, I'm just very excited.
Hello. I think I feel the same with everybody. There's a lot of ACATs, not only this week, but maybe the following weeks or prior to this week. And it keeps on coming until finals. And aside from that, ang init sa Pilipinas. Oh my God. That's also one thing. And yeah, with regards to being elected, I guess I feel thankful for being elected in the CB, and I'm here today with these lovely people, and I guess there are other people who will join us next time in the CB. And with regards to plans for the future, I'm kind of anxious about it because it's new to me as well, but I hope that I do everybody proud. So yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. So, like what you guys said, there's a lot of anxiety and stress that comes with it. Aside from like the fact that it's timely, along with finals week, and yeah, I'm in it's Filipinas right now. There's a lot of anxiety associated with your roles because, yeah, there's a lot of expectations to live up to. But aside from that anxiety, or like disregarding that for now, how do you, or what are you most excited about in being the leaders of COA? Like, what are you looking forward to the most in your term?
Okay, so siguro for me, something that I'm excited about is that it's a new year. It's going to be a new year next year, but parang it's still going to be online, and parang a lot of what's happening right now, parang more or less magiging ganun pa rin going into next year. Siguro excited ako na to try to like come up with new ideas or new ways wherein we could further show how vibrant the org community is. Kasi something I love about COA is the roster kumbaga of orgs that we have and advocacy sobrang diverse and sobrang rich, and you have people who are extremely passionate, and I'm very excited to get to be of service to them, and to parang showcase them and to spotlight them and help them out going into the next year. Siguro something that I look forward most in my term, well, getting to work with my fellow central board officers is one thing that I really love to do. Um, Another is getting to meet the different org leaders and the different orgs that we have, the different sectors, and trying to siguro push for the goals and visions that I had in mind in my platform during elections, and hopefully like we could get to actualize that. So
Thank you, Kichi, for that. Yeah, like I like what you mentioned how COA is like and organizations in Ateneo are very diverse in advocacies. I've never seen people as passionate as the people working in orgs
yeah,
in our school, and it's
sobra.
amazing to see everybody working despite like the current situation or even before that. It's really inspiring.
Yeah.
Um, Thank you, Kier.
Oh, for me naman, I really feel excited towards working like like with other org people, other CB members of COA. And I think that's mainly because we're in the online situation and like coming into the second iteration of it, like we already like learned so much now from last year, and I'm really excited to know what like to implement what we learned and maybe make it a whole lot better, because I really believe that there's a lot more than we can do in terms of like for the org culture, the org community, especially like right now in online. Yeah. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting to meet with my team and like hopefully, you know, making it a whole lot better for like all the other members of COA.
Thank you, Kier. Thank you so much for that. It's great to see that you guys are very passionate in what you're doing too, and that you really care about all the members of like the community. Next, Jazz.
I'll just keep it short and sweet. I'm very excited to serve the SBC organizations one more time before graduating, and being able to think of new ways to help the partner communities, think of new ways to get their members engaged, and just new ways to make sure that the school year is a memorable one, despite it maybe being online. Fingers crossed. So, ayun.
We hope there's gonna be changes to that. But yeah, thank you so much for that. Like whether it's online or it'll be on site, who knows? I'm glad you guys are there to like step up for all of us. Thank you. Um, Next, Janna.
Yeah, so I'm super excited also to work with the rest of CB. Like over the past few weeks that I've known them, they seem really exciting and fun to work with. So I'm really looking forward that for the next school year. Other than that, I guess I'm also excited to work with the future finance officers, to get to know more about their organizations, how COA can be of service to them and all that. But I guess lastly, I'm very excited to work with my future finance X team.
Hey, thank you, Janna. Last but not the least, Justin.
Hi. Okay. So, as one of the leaders of COA, I'm really excited for the great things that we would be working on for the next school year, may it be in projects or initiatives. And more than that, I guess I'm most excited about meeting new org members, may it be from the COA CB to the org leaders to even just the members of their own organizations. I would want to be able to work closely with all of them for the next school year.
Okay, thank you so much, guys, for sharing your like thoughts on that. So, for my next question, what's one thing you've learned in the past year or the past years you've been in COA that you would love to apply to this new position? Like this could be anything. This could be a whole experience or just one thing. Feel free to share.
Okay. So, siguro, okay, I kind of want to cheat and say two things. So, yung first, siguro, this year, sobrang tumultuous year. Sobrang, because of the very big transition or very drastic change, from on-site to online. Sobrang nabigla tayo. And like, siguro going into next year, something na bit-bit ko is like being able to better our expectation setting as a org or as a council, and helping out our organizations as well, kasi I think that really affects, or yeah, that really affects the way you plan out the whole year. I remember last year, sobrang, like when I ran for chief of staff, I had so many like big projects in mind and initiatives, and ayun, parang throughout the year you get to realize na like there are some things that you have to compromise for, you have to let things go. And I think having better expectation setting at the start could be really helpful. And second, something that has always been reiterated to us, to org leaders during this whole year, is that there is no such thing as failure during these times. Like the fact that we are trying, the fact that we are still championing our advocacies, and the fact that we are still here to serve the org community, it's already a win in itself. So parang going into next year, I really like that kind of mindset na whatever it is we're doing, as long as we're doing something, it's already a win. It's already something to be proud of. So
So that's like a really inspiring thing like that. I take away that there's no failure in a time like this because like we really are trying. We're all new to this and we're going through this together, I guess. So yeah, thank you. Kier?
Yeah, so one of the past things, uh, one of the one of the things I learned the past year that I'm really like excited about going into the this year is actually the increased relevance of mental health and like member welfare in a lot of orgs. Previously, because like even in the on-site setting, mental health was usually like an afterthought, and HR was like oftentimes like referred to as like the party department or yung parang game department, things like that. So it's more on engagement and not like welfare. Making sure that they're actually like happy, they're content with the org, So I'm really excited about that since the chief of staff role is also like an HR role in COA. Yeah.
Thank you, Kier. I'm looking forward to those online parties, I guess. Thank you. I'm just kidding. But yes, your focus on HR and this topic of mental health itself is such a crucial thing nowadays, and it's great that you guys really care about that, like because you really need it. Next, Jess.
Okay. I'm guessing one thing na I look forward to applying to next school year that I've learned this school year is the importance of, service in general. Because COA is a place for service, and especially in SBC, I feel like that's most highlighted because it's usually deal with external parties, external communities, and guessing I just really want to impart the importance of staying grounded, of still constant communication with your partner communities and getting to know people outside the Ateneo comfort zone, kumbaga. So I'm guessing that's one thing na I'm excited to impart or to apply next school year.
Thank you, Jess. Janna.
So for me naman, I know that finance is more on documentation and processes and all that. But for this school year, one of the things that I want to focus on is managing my ex team members and valuing their growth while in COA-M. I think that it's really important, to integrate all of my ex team members because they applied for this role to learn more things about finance or just management in general. So I mentioned this in my platform also, but I really want to give them the best experience possible. And most especially now since it's online, we don't really get to meet each other that much. So yeah, I just really hope to get to know them better and to be able to give them projects and initiatives that they would find value adding and that would help them grow as a person.
Hey, thank you, Janna. Justin.
Okay. So for the past year, I learned to think of things in a perspective that not only involves the present, but also looks out for the future of the organization. So it's about thinking of sustainability and being able to execute projects or initiatives that can be replicated or further improved in the future. So I guess that's the main thing that I want to apply to this school year.
All right, thank you so much for your thoughts and insights, guys, on that. I'm really looking forward to what you guys have in store. But for now, let's step back a bit and look back to the beginning of our journeys. As they say, all journeys have their own beginnings. A walk of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So let's talk about that single step you guys had. So let's mix up uh, the line a bit. We can start with Justin, then Janna, then Just, then Kier, then Kichee. So for my first question, when and why did you choose to become a part of COA? And what was your first role in COA?
Okay. So, my first official role in COA is being a part of the Council of Representatives. So, it's only this year na I'm part of the core. And I guess in terms of deciding when I want to become part of COA, it was sometime last year when I got to be involved in all the activities of COA, and I got to interact with all of the COA members currently. So, I guess they were my driving force na din in terms of choosing to become part of COA.
Janna?
Okay. So my co-adventure is kind of different. It's not as deep as everyone else's. But my first role in COA was a member of the Office of the Secretary General. I was a member of that office. And I chose to join COA during my freshman year just because my friend was joining COA and she asked me, she was like, hey, why don't you sign up na rin para we get interviewed together? So I was like, okay, sure. But over the past year, I guess I chose to stay in COA and apply for COA again because I really enjoyed seeing how COA could help out the organization. And I saw the importance of COA, mas lalo na now na we're on an online setting and there are a lot of new projects that and initiatives that we can roll out, to help the organization. So yun, yeah, that's why I joined COA.
Just?
Okay. So, I'm guessing medyo mahaba, but to sum it up short, I knew about COA second year. I didn't know about it no first year because Aki and Enzo were both present and presenting the different organizations in their SBC. And that sparked my interest because, Musmos, that was my other org. um, it wasn't the only SBC org or the only org that partnered to partner communities. So I signed up under COA as an SBCX team that really didn't have a cluster head. And by the time I got to third year, I applied as the AO and together with Sid, started projects for the SBC cluster. And, despite it being online, it was still a very fun experience. And I want to continue it up to fourth year. Thank you.
For me naman, I think my COA journey started off in like Rec Week naman. And it was mainly because when I was walking through Rec Week, I think someone shouted to me like, COA's free, you should join. And then being like the Bibo freshie I was, like trying to join a lot of orgs. I was like, oh, free org, I don't have to spend money anymore. I can eat lunch. And then I signed up and I got into the Chief of Staff X team under Aki back then. And voila, it's like a really fun place to be in. It's really homey, and I kind of liked it. So I stayed here until boom, I became the chief of staff now.
Oh, that's a big jump. Well, it's an origin story. So, Kichee?
Okay, so I think the first time I heard of COA was through my sister because my sister was an Atenean graduate. So parang I remember na mention ko sa kanya, oh, alam mo ba, we have rec week, tapos there are a lot of orgs. Tapos parang na-mention niya, oh, you should join COA. Tapos like, what's COA ba? Tapos parang na-mention niya, parang siyang council ng orgs. Parang gumanan siya. And then I was like, okay. And then I remember my rec week was at MVP. So, MVP roof deck. Tapos, alala ko, parang yung blockmates ko, they said like, uy, punta kami sa sa rec week. You want to come? Tapos pumunta ako. Tapos sobrang natuwa ako na like may mga nagsascan ng ID. So parang, oh, that's so cute. Tapos parang, natuwa ako, nag-hello ako sa kanila. Tapos parang ngumiti sila. Tapos, oh, do you want to join COA? And then I was like, so kayo yung COA. Tapos ayun, parang may kasama ko yung isa kong blockmate na ka-close ko. And then parang na-mention ng person who was scanning na like, oh yeah, it's free. Tapos like, nung kakasabi yung it's free, yung friend ko, as in, she pulled me and then like, oh, sign up tayo, libre dito. Parang gano'n. So, yeah, I think that was how I got into COA. And I remember my first role was after yung leveling off and everything, parang minessage ako ni Aki who was OIC to COS before at that time na parang busy ka ba? Tapos she asked me if I could do an IC with some actually hindi crepes at that time, yung mga chests. So ayun, yung parang equivalent ng crepes ngayon. And like imagine a freshie interviewing like fourth year. So parang sobrang hindi ko alam kung ano ginagawa ko nun. But yeah, I enjoyed it. So parang I decided to stay after my first year, and ayun, that's that.
Thank you so much for that, Kichee. So for the next question, what or perhaps who motivated you to pursue this position in the central board? And yeah, and to follow that up, why this position or cluster specifically? Like, what aspect of that position or cluster really drew you in? So again, we can start with Justin.
Okay, two questions. First one, what or who motivated me? Short answer is it's always the people who motivate me to pursue this position. So I guess it started when I talked to Aki. She was very warm and welcoming and passionate about Koa, and she's very enthusiastic about it. And I was like, I want that energy too, please. Ganon. And then I decided to join meetings with other members of COA, so our current HEC, FTO, and AO, Micah and Bree. So both of them are very nice and very approachable about everything in COA. And whenever na I ask, oh, what's this? They're like, okay, wait lang, I'll ask. And then here's like a big answer na this is what's this. So I understand everything na. And it made me very interested, I guess, in what happens in COA and how I could be a part of it because I saw the impact of COA and what it could do to the different organizations in Ateneo. So I guess for context, I'm currently part of one of the orgs in HEC. So I'm under Ateneo peers. And as a member of the core, I got to also talk with my other fellow core members. And I guess I got interested because like in my cluster currently, health and environment, it seems like a wide variety of topics that you could talk about. But honestly, all of them are very relevant, especially today. And I guess I want people to become more aware of the effects that people experience because of the issues related to health and environment. And I guess I wondered how organizations in the cluster cope with these issues currently. And I don't know. I said that I wanted to be a part of it. I want to be able to bring out like what heck organizations could do, not just for their own organizations, but also for the Ateneo community. So yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, uh, Janna.
Okay, so first, why finance officer? I chose finance officer because I really love finance. Every time I join a project or a core team or anything, usually finance, it's always a finance related position because I guess that's my dream future career. And I really love finance work. Like, it seems kind of boring, but I really like, doing Excel and like all of the accounting stuff. So yeah, that's why I chose finance officer. In terms of my motivation, I guess it's a mix of my experiences and at the same time, the current COA finance officer. So for the current COA finance officer, I was super um inspired by him because he really took the time to explain things to me when I really didn't know anything. So every time that I would message him asking about a certain financial process, how do you submit this? What do I need to get reimbursed? Kailangan ba ng resibo for this? And all that. He really took the time to explain it to me. And in terms of my experiences naman, I I was a finance core head for my home organization, like 2 projects. So I knew the different challenges that the current finance or people are currently experiencing. So in terms of fundraisers, it's very hard not to market. and it's very hard to sell things online. So most of the revenue right now compared to the previous years is a lot lower. So I was super inspired by that as well because I wanted to, make a change or somehow help out all the other finance officers in pushing through with all of their plans in the future, in the incoming year. So there.
Thank you, Janna. Just
Um, ano ba? I think what inspired me to take on this role, or who inspired me to take on this role, si Aki and Enzo talaga. Because even before then, they exposed me to work, to interview like yun nga, si Kichee, mga fourth year students, and I was a sophomore, so it's scary interviewing upperclassmen in general. So I was a bit hesitant at first, and then when special elections came up last year, it was kind of scary because I didn't know what administrative officers did because the role for formation and development officer was already filled up. But as I learned more about the role, and thanks to the guidance and mentorship nga of said yung FDO of SBC ngayon, I really grew into the role, and now I'm really doing it because I want to serve the presidents again, and I want to serve the orgs, and I want to get to know these organizations better and just be of service to them in whatever way and shape I can.
thank you, Just. Here.
Parang similar to Justin, it's mostly the people. And parang I remember talaga, like, in my first year, when I went to MVP, si Aki, like, she was super nice, she was super kind. And then, even though she sounds sabog, she's always, like, ready to help you out. Like, I swear, I think everyone can relate. Parang you just see her and it's like, she just randomly does stuff. Um, yeah. Tapos, sina Enzo, I think. Yeah, like all the previous, like, yung CB when I used to like tambay in MVP, they were super kind. And yeah. Why this position? Well, I'm part of the chief of staff for the last 2 years, and like I think I got to know most of what we do as an X team there, and I'm super familiar there now. Um, I've also worked in HR and other orgs, so I think that's like one of like my strengths coming into the chief of staff role.
Okay, thank you, Kier. And last but not the least, Kichee.
Okay, so um, in terms of the what motivated me? Something I always say about COA. Ayun, I've been in COA since my first year, and like siguro parang nakaka-proud kasi I got to see like COA grow and improve throughout the years, and like um siguro parang being more involved, like getting more and more involved with the projects. And this year, like I decided to step up then and go and run for chief of staff. So parang it's nice to be part of an organization, of a community that really celebrates growth and improvement in all forms. So ayun, like I want to contribute to that. So in terms of the who, honestly, my heart goes out to Aki. Aki was like I'd consider Aki like my mentor kumbaga in college na in org life kasi ayun, I think she was also the first person I ever met in COA na like talagang nagpakilala and everything kasi siya yung nag-interview sa akin, I think, in the sa Rec Week applications. Tapos ayun, parang na-mention ng mga iba dito na like very passionate person si Aki na sabog at times, but like you could see the passion in everything that she does, and she's always willing to serve and to help out. And ayun, parang nakaka-inspire to have someone help you out and like someone to be there to like make sure that you're learning in everything that you do. And I don't think it's just Aki. I think it's like a lot of the people I've met in COA. So parang from yung first year ako with sila May, ganon, and like going into second year, yun yung year na like mas palatambay na ako sa COA room, and like I got to meet more of the current seniors na yun. So sila Enzo, sila Chrissy, ganon. And they're just so open and welcoming, and like you could see na yung kind of atmosphere that COA has is it's always the type of environment that roots for your improvement and that roots for your success, and all in service for the orgs. So siguro ayun, like sobrang nakaka-motivate lang talaga to step up and to try to match that level of enthusiasm and passion.
Yeah, super I remember this is one time with Aki, parang I was going to the MVP during lunch lang. And then Aki was also there. Tapos she was like, "Oh, I have a slide deck about doing long forms. I'll just teach you right now."
Yeah. Lagi siyang ganun. Like, Aki has this Google Drive of like readings of HR work and like other basta organization development, mga ganun. And like, ayun, I think in her free time, she does PowerPoints talaga. Tapos represent niya nun. Pati nga si Enzo Si Enzo, mahilig sa pag-ayos ng Excel sheet. So, ganun. So, ayun, parang sobrang fun lang to get to know people and meet with people and work with people like that. So
It's actually really nice to hear that a lot of people in COA-M really inspired you guys, meaning there's that many passionate people within the org. And I'm willing to bet in almost every org naman, pretty much. Um, so leadership positions are very rare. Sometimes we tend to doubt ourselves and therefore get scared of going out of our comfort zones, especially in taking higher or more difficult roles. And I think it goes without saying that leadership is not for everyone, but that not in the way you think. That's not what I mean. What I mean by that is leadership entails a lot of responsibility. It takes a lot of time and effort that it really intimidates pretty much everybody except for a select few who are brave enough to step up to the occasion, to rise up to the occasion, like such as you guys. So my question for you guys is, when did you know or what made you sure that you were ready to take on a higher position in COA or in general? You can share anything. So Justin?
Okay. In all honesty, I guess it's the same as like resuming a presidency role in just an organization. I was never really sure about it talaga. Even until now, I'm not really sure. But I guess it's all about me following my goals and passions in life. And my goal is really to help people. And given the experiences that I have had and the knowledge that I've gained over time, I just want to be able to share these with other people and I guess help them also in any way, that shape or form that I can. And I guess that mainly helped me take that next step, which I guess I'm here right now in this position. So yeah, that's from me.
Janna?
I was kind of scared at first. Like, yeah, similar to Justin, I was, I was unsure of what I was doing. But what motivated me to actually go for it was the people around me. So that's my friends and ano ba? The people who were under me in the project that I was in. So they were very nice to me, telling me na, oh, you have the um you can do it. Like, just go for it na. Don't be afraid of doing it, because if it's really what you want, then you'll take the effort to learn everything about it, like the role, and you'll really take the time to push through with your application and interview and MBA and whatever things pa. So it was really more of other people telling me that I can do it. That's what actually pushed me to go for this position. But other than that, I guess it's also similar rin na it's more of the knowledge and that I learned from my current experiences. So in the previous year, as part of the office of the finance officer, I really learned a lot. And even in my other organizations, like for the projects, I learned a lot about finance work and yun. That's why.
Jazz?
Okay, I think it's okay. Ano ba? I'm guessing I same with them, like same with Janna and Justin. I'm always scared about the roles that I sign up for. But I'm guessing what gives me courage is just being able to talk to people. Like usually mabilis ako mapanghinayaan ng loob. So like mabilis talagang bumaba loob ko if natatakot ako or if I think I did a very incompetent job. Pero what motivates me to keep pushing forward with leadership positions or with just serving in general is when I get to talk to the people and they say positive feedback or kahit negative feedback. Just being able to talk to people allows me to think na okay, maybe worth it pa 'tong ginagawa ko. Especially in this online setup na parang sobrang nakaka-deprive na of social interaction. Sobrang refreshing to hear, newer people talking or just being able to get to know people you didn't even meet on site. Just be passionate about what they're doing gives you the passion to keep going.
For me, uh, honestly, parang there's always that room for doubt na whether or not you can do it. And that's like perfectly fine. It's you being like, you respecting the position so much that parang you don't know if you can do it justice. But I think the people who say na, who tell me that I can do it are like my friends, people I've worked with in the past, and me just wanting to like do a lot more, help a lot more for other people, and I think that what went in my head when I applied for a lot of leadership positions is like, this is the avenue I have that can help a lot of people, and even though I'm scared of it, I just I should like go through with it and do my best, and if they like it, they like it. If they don't, they'll tell me what's wrong or something.
Okay, siguro sa akin, when when was I sure that I was ready? Honestly, up until now, I'm not sure. And I don't think that's a bad thing. Kasi I think the uncertainty is very much necessary for you to take a step at para magtaya ka to for um for something in your life to happen. So siguro I remember someone mentioned to me in one of my classes before we were talking about like um ano yung gagawin mo pag hindi ka sigurado, ganun. Tapos, something na very inspiring to me that I think applies a lot in leadership is, it's the uncertainty, it's the fear that makes things more meaningful. So, kung wala kang uncertainty or kung wala kang uncertainty in your mind, that that doesn't make what you're doing be something that could better your life or ayun, I think the fear is very much needed. So siguro the way that I realized that I want to take on the position is getting to talk to my friends, to my colleagues, people I got to work with through the years, and like them knowing that they have their trust in me. So ayun, siguro something then that really inspired me was sa isa sa mga requirements namin during elections was to have a um to attend a step up program. So I remember si Sid who's the current SBC FDO, parang he gave his talk na magpe-fifth year siya ganun, and like he was part of Gabay for I think the whole duration of his Ateneo stay. And parang going into the his fifth year, like he was thinking of whether or not to stay in Gabay in a leadership role or to take a chance and go in COA. Tapos parang there was a lot of fear in him at the thought of running for COA, and that's essentially what pushed him into going for that position. Kasi na-realize niya, may fear siya sa position ng COA, pero yung sa Gabay, medyo comfortable na siya. And like he realized na it's the fear, like the fear is needed for you to grow and for you to be able to help out other people more. So, ayan.
Right, so thank you so much, guys, for sharing all of that with us. So, before we near the end of this episode, I want to finish this with a lighthearted game, and let's just have some fun, I guess. So we'll have a short game to test out your observation and perhaps your communication skills when given some limitations. So now we're gonna play the whisper challenge. So how do you play this? Each of you will take turns to be given a word that you have to say or act while muted, and everyone else will be guessers, and the first person to guess gets the point. So we will be messaging the person who will have to speak or act out the word. So for the first one, we have right here. I'm sending it right now. So put your game faces on because your first word has now been sent to Kier. Please mute your mic. And you may begin acting out, or just act out, no mouthing or anything. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Go, Kier. Huh?
Okay, ulit.
Kaya mo yan.
Ulit.
1,
What?
Water.
COA.
COA-M.
Huh? Wait, one word.
One word. Ano to?
Three
Three syllables.
Okay.
Jo.
Kwentuhan.
Kwen.
COA. English ba? English?
Oo.
Okay.
One.
Koala?
The first point goes to Kichee. Kichee, you guess it right? Yeah.
Galing.
Right, congratulations. You got the first point out of 4 more you guys can get. So for the next person, I'm sending the word right now. Janna, please mute your mic. And everybody else can keep your mics on.
Ilang syllables? Ilang words?
Ilang syllables?
2 words.
Syllables? 2 words. 2 words. Okay.
How many?
First word, ilang...
Huh?
Start tayo first word. Tapos ilang
First word. Ilang syllables yung first word?
2 syllables.
Syllables.
Vector.
Vector.
English, Tagalog.
English.
Okay.
Ano yung second word? Doon tayo.
Okay, baka yung second word.
Board. Central board.
Oh my God, galing.
2 points so far. But don't worry, guys. You have 3 more points to claim to win against Kichee. So, for the next word, I'm sending it to. So I'm gonna nerf you here a bit, Kichee. You can mute now. Everybody else can keep your mics on.
How many words?
One word.
English. 2 syllables.
Lecture.
Church.
Luncheon.
Luncheon Ninilgur! Oh my god. Hala! Hindi ko alam.
Is it about orgs?
Okay, it's about orgs.
9. Sectors,
Sectors!
clusters,
Oh,
cluster,
cluster.
sector.
Oh,
Sino yung
cluster
nauna?
ikaw. Hindi, ikaw.
Clusters.
Cluster.
So who got first? Was it Just?
Just did.
It's
Got 1 point. All right. So far, leaderboards, Kichee with 2 points and Just with 1 point. So the next person to mute their mic is Justin. Go. Everybody else can keep your mics on again.
3 words.
words, English. First word. Ilang syllables?
2.
2.
COVID.
COVID. Ano? COA?
Oh.
3 words.
Third word?
Third word.
Third word.
Office? Huh? 2
Service.
syllables. Service.
Always in service.
So far, we have a tie with Just and Kichee. However, for the next and last person to have muted, it's Just. So, if anyone, we might end up with a tie here.
Okay, it's a tie.
Okay, but for the next one, Just, I'm sending you the word now. But okay, new rule: if nobody guesses what it is, Just gets the point.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Do it bad.
Hoy! Galingan mo, Josh! Okay, ba yung sasabihin ko?
1.
2 words.
Word.
Second word.
Word.
3 syllables. 2-1-1. MVP 2-1-1.
Oh! Speed.
So that leaderboards is 3 points for Kichee and 2 points for Just. So that means congratulations, Kichee, with that precedent for winning this game. Yeah, I guess it's pretty much, it was so fun playing with you all, guys, and I hope you guys had fun as well in today's episode. I'm not sure if you have time for 2 more questions, but I guess do you guys have any shout outs or any messages for anybody or our viewers, anybody watching, friends or anything, or for COA itself? Just any shout outs and all, or thank yous.
Okay, well, siguro sa akin, well, first, thank you so much to everyone who voted. Thank you so much for everyone who believed in all of us 5, you know. We'll try to make sure that your votes weren't in vain, and that going into next year, we will always strive to be of service to our orgs. And siguro shout out, um, I think later kasi we're going to have our last central board meeting for this school year. So, ayun, shout out to in our central board. Like, it was such a pleasure to get to work with all of you guys, and I love you all. You guys inspire me to always be better. And special shout out to yung mga seniors. Tanda nyo na. So, ayun, we will try to try to hone the legacy that you're leaving behind. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Shout out po sa mga people out there. There's still special elections if you want to be part of CB.
Tama yan, Kier.
Correct. To my future FDO, nandyan ka lang. Paparamdam ka na. Ikaw ba, Justin?
Oo nga, shout out to anyone who wants to be my partner in heck. Please do. I'm here for you, ganon. Support ka namin.
Message ka lang.
So anyone want to add more shout outs or thank yous?
Yes.
Wait.
Oh. Sorry. Thank you, I guess, to everybody in COA right now who has been like helping us throughout this journey from Step Up and everything else. And I guess thank you then for inviting us here today because it's a form of bonding then that I get to have with these four people. And yeah, other shout outs na hindi gonna related, I guess shout out to friends, to everybody who has been supporting me too, and also shout out to my mom. She's watching. Yun lang, thank you.
Uh,
Janna, you want to add anything, Just?
Oh my gosh. I guess shout out na lang to yun nga, the future members of CB. Hello. Shout out to you guys. And as well as all the people that supported us, the five of us when we ran, to all of our friends and family. Thank you so much. That's it.
So thank you so much. All right, so that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for a great Kwentuhan today, guys. Kichee, Kier, Janna, and Justin. We wish you all the best in your endeavors as the new COA-M Central Board members, and we look forward to all the great things you will do during your term. So that's it for today's episode. Thank you so much to everyone for watching and listening to this season of Kwentuhang MVP. Your support has meant so much to all of us. Before we end, I want to give a shout out to Brian Miranda, my AVP for Student Relations in MECO. Happy birthday, and to my partner Oliver Cruz, and to all my friends watching too. So yeah, our next and last episode for the season will air on June 11, so keep an eye out for that. Let's give all our love and support for the new and to the new COA-M Central Board. Congratulations, guys. And again, I'm Chris Salas from 3ABEC, wishing you a healthy and happy finals week. And this has been Kwentuhang MVP on Radio-Katipunan 87.9. Thank you, everybody.
Radyo Katipunan. News, insights, inspiration. Radyo Katipunan. Down from the hill and down to the world. Radyo Katipunan. The voice of the Blue Eagle.
Radyo